Welcome back, my long-lost weekend warriors. We have returned to the weekend entertainment with another brand new episode of the Weekendology Podcast. This is the only podcast with the hottest takes, the best talking points, and the stories to spark your weekend conversations. We cover all the latest and greatest from a variety of topics from music, movies, sports, food, and more. So I'm happy to be your host, Will Deichley, back again with the best of the best, Aaron Berg. Aaron, what's up, buddy?
Wow, I'm honored.
You are, yeah, should be
Best
honored.
of the best.
The best of the best.
That's me.
We're back. We're happy to bring you another new episode. You doing okay after our little hiatus over there?
Yeah, I needed a break. I'm sure everyone else did too.
Kind of recharge the batteries a little bit, make sure,
I just needed more time to keep looking at the negativity of social media. I just couldn't get enough. I needed to just sit in my house all day and just look at.
Let me tell you, the negativity has skyrocketed since we've
it's becoming just like, it's the same thing every day though now. So now it's just like, yeah, it's negative. Like
it's just normal stuff.
Yeah,
so
it's kind of like when the isolation stuff happened, where it was like, oh, this is terrible. Now you're just like, yeah, I'm in the house all day. It's
pretty much
what we do.
It's just normal.
It's
day
2020.
Life now. You got pandemics going on, governments falling apart, murder hornets.
It's literally Olympus has fallen.
Pretty much.
Without Morgan Freeman.
It
we
really
just need
is.
Morgan Freeman.
Well, I want to thank all of our returning listeners for joining us again this week. And if you're a new show, don't be discouraged by that crazy intro there. This is the show all about changing, improving, and making things better as we cover all the best topics from around the pop culture and the sports world. This episode is in collaboration with Colin Kessler and the Big Red World. They've got some great podcasts like The House That Rick Built and Six Drunk, One Sober, so check them out. They're on Twitter at Big Red Social, and their website is bigredworld.org. Don't forget to give us a follow on Twitter at Weekendology Pod and wherever you listen to podcasts. Drop us a line, show us your support, maybe suggest some ideas on things that you want to see changed in the world.
We have yet to get a suggestion, so the suggestion box is open.
The suggestion box is open, so we would love to hear from you guys. And make sure to rate us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It really helps us get noticed here. And don't forget to browse our last few episodes from our mini-series and changes post-pandemic. We cover sports, social interaction, business, whole lots of other things. So
food.
There's lots of great episodes. So we love bringing great content to you and capturing our crazy debates that we have. So if only we would have been able to capture some of the debates we had in college. Boy, those would have been great.
I mean, we would be at Joe Rogan status because podcasts weren't even really a thing. So
superstar level.
We would have had just content plus the idea of podcasting.
Exactly.
Wow.
Incredible.
We just missed the boat by 7 years.
Missed it by 7 years.
We just had to have, millions of other people do the same thing to realize, like, okay, this does work. Now we can do it.
Yeah.
Now, the water is not that bad.
Well, it's always good to be fashionably late to the party, so
right.
That's
Let's show up, a cool 3 hours late for a party.
No big deal.
Let it get going, Can't show up to the bar at midnight.
Exactly.
Gotta show up at 1. It really gets kicking.
Well, this episode is sponsored by Lionfish Promotions, so if you or your business are in need of some cool swag to give out to employees, clients, or even build your brand of your business up, Lionfish Promotions has you covered. They offer literally every kind of promo item from pens to notebooks to cups, mugs, t-shirts, and more.
Your baby's bib?
There's baby's bibs on there, yeah. You can get anything that you want. So each episode I want you to come up with the most outlandish item, and then I'll tell you if they have it.
Okay.
It's going to be yes. So
everything.
All
right. Well, that's that. We're starting out slow, so that's baby's bib. That's
exactly.
number
1. They also are working with a large quantity of personal protective equipment from companies as well. So Lionfish Promotions is getting all of these shipments of U.S. masks and gloves and more to meet the needs of all the first responders. So they have a 24-hour ship time. So if you or your company need any kind of personal protective equipment, check out Lionfish. They're on their website at www.lionfishpromotions.com. Use the code WEEKEND for 10% off of your first purchase. So go check them out.
We got a code now.
We got a code now.
Wow.
Yeah, we're big time. So
yeah,
exactly.
And also, if you're calling, tell them Weekendology sent you.
Yeah, tell them Weekendology sent you.
Say hi to Pat.
Say hi to my Uncle Pat. He would love to talk business with you, and he's a big sports fan. So there you go.
Is he as worse as his son? We
No,
gotta put this on the airwaves now.
He's a Vikings and a 49ers fan, so he likes the 49ers.
What does he mean? He's got 2 teams?
Yeah, I mean, he adopted Vikings when he moved up there, and he's always been a 49ers fan, so.
Yeah, because of, like, Montana.
Mm-hmm, yeah, that was his idol,
I feel like every
so.
old guy is, it's either, like, 49ers or Cowboys or, and it's because of, like, the quarterback, just one guy.
So, Aaron, a lot has happened since our last couple weeks from our break. There's still a pandemic, which is strangely...
There is?
Yes, there is.
Oh. I don't see it on social media.
Neither do I. It's taking a back seat to some other crazy issues that's going on. But today we're talking all about music, concerts, and how live shows could return to us post-pandemic.
Yay, happy stuff.
Exactly, positive stuff. Amazing music, and all your bands are coming back to life.
Yeah, I need them to just go back and talk about happy music, fun stuff.
Me too.
They've been depressing me. I follow all my guys on Twitter. I know, hey, you got your opinions. That's great. That's kind of what it's there for. But after a couple days, like, can you go talk about like music? Because that's why I follow you.
What you're
not trying to say don't have an opinion.
Right.
Not doing that. But like, come on, man. Like, let's.
Yeah, it would be nice to have like some sort of diversity in
just switch it up.
In the mainstream news and media conversations and everything. And
I've tried to do that on my handle. Is tried, because I want to get my opinions out there because I like to vent and complain, and I don't have that many people to talk to, and we're still in our apartments, but once in a while I'm trying to make a point. Put something nice on there.
Exactly. Yeah, we could all use a break from what's going on. So hopefully this episode will give you that break that you're looking for.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about how social interaction will be different post-pandemic, how sports could come back, how businesses and restaurants could return. But I think we were kind of missing the obviously huge, vital piece of entertainment there was the music part of it. Being serenaded by our favorite musicians while we jam out on the air guitar or throw down our favorite dance moves.
Oh,
or
now
while
Siri's talking to you.
While Siri answers me as well.
It's not me this week.
So I think music and concerts are going to be more of like a similar approach to sports and movie theaters. Obviously, the large gatherings of people will need to be limited. But unlike sports, where you can play in an empty stadium, you can still watch it on TV. You're not having any fans at the concerts means it's basically worthless. So, Aaron, since you're like a bit of a concert goer, what is the experience like at a full venue versus like a half-filled one?
Oh man, that's great. So I go to a lot of like
you go to like when it was happening like 2 to 3 concerts a month almost. At sometimes.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't say a bit. I'm an avid concert.
He's an
goer,
avid, yeah.
Say. But no, I go to a lot of like 2,000 cap venues. Like just smaller ones and. Really into rock music, so a lot of the rock stuff is going to be at those type of venues. But also, I like it because it's just that more intimate setting. But man, is it noticeable? And I always feel bad for the bands, whether it's an opener or sometimes if it just is bad weather and the headliners don't even get people to show up, or just certain cities don't do as well for whatever reason. But man, I feel bad for them.
I do too.
It's got to be awkward. It's like, and that you're not going to make money that night. So you're going in, you're like, great, we're playing to 10 people and this also means no money. So it makes, it's night and day. Like, and just, they feed off the energy. It's exactly like sports. If you don't go to concerts, I don't think you can understand, but it's the exact same thing with a sporting event. If you go to Florida Panthers game, there's 8,000 people in the stands. Like, you're not going to have that much fun because the players aren't going to play as well.
Right.
There's really no, home ice advantage.
Yeah,
or home
I've been
court
to
advantage.
Concerts like that where there's like 10 people in the crowd and I'm one of them, and I'm like,
you can tell the performers are just going through the motions too.
Yeah.
Whereas when it's just sold out, people are spilling into the parking lot sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen those real small venues; they'll pack everybody in, but. Man, they just go wild. It's fun to see.
It is really cool to have that full experience of so many fans involved with the concerts and then just seeing like a great kick-ass show on stage as well. And concerts are being slated to return mid-2021, which is...
Mid.
Yeah, like that's a whole year away.
Yeah.
And they didn't get really anything going in 2020 because everything shut down in beginning of March, so it's basically a year and a half.
Well, and a lot of tours were just right in the middle, so it's awkward because one of the tours I was going to go to was was it? It was like a 20-year tour, one of those.
20-year tour.
No, like sorry, 20-year
They've
anniversary.
Been touring for 20 years. The never-ending tour.
What do they kiss? This is the last one. Okay, no, we're gonna do another one.
10 years later, it's the last one.
Yeah, but no, it was I don't leave words out, I guess. 20-year anniversary tour.
Okay, that makes sense.
So they're halfway through it, so it's awkward because it's you got to pick that up, but then it's all right, it's the 21st year, but you're still doing the 20th year, and it's just weird because it's they did half the city, so half of these people saw him, but it was a year ago, and it just doesn't fit. A lot of times they'll piece together tours and play certain cities in a certain order because it makes sense, or to bring certain bands with them depending, for openers, depending where they are. So that really throws a wrench into it.
Yeah, it's very logistically a huge challenge to kind of string things together like that, and sorry, Aaron, but you're gonna have to wait, a little longer to see Carrie Underwood. You can belt out your favorite songs from Carrie Underwood live. So
I'm holding on hope. She rescheduled till September.
Whoa, I don't know about that.
It's getting close, but she nor has Choctaw said anything yet. So we're still safe for now.
Well, you're saying there's a chance.
I'm saying there's a chance.
There's a chance,
and I've been practicing my scales and everything.
Just, practicing in the shower in front of the mirror.
Southbound.
Wow. Yeah. All right. Aaron might have a little bit of a solo on our hands here. Tweet at us if you want Aaron to do a solo episode singing Carrie Underwood songs.
I'm so jealous. So I went to her tour, her last one, the Cry Pretty tour. Great album, by the way. And she was bringing up random people to sing with her. And I was just like, why are you doing this to me? Because I know you're never going to pick me.
Exactly.
But it's just,
that's just funny.
One day you'll
get your shot.
I should be there.
You'll get your moment in the sun.
That's why I just got to stay ready, man.
It's
like I'm like a backup quarterback. Yeah. You never know. You can get hurt.
Just keep the pipes ready, loosened up, and you'll be fine. So, with concerts slated to come back in 2021, such a huge amount of time in between start and finish. There's a couple other, I guess, temporary alternatives that some of these bands and artists are coming up with as well. What do you think are some of the things that they might do first, though, just off the top of your head?
So, yeah, it's interesting because I've been following it a little bit. And, I'm not a big, I go to concerts to see the musician because I like them, but also for the atmosphere. And I'm just not a big, watch it on a live stream type person, but that is a cool concept, and you still get some of it. So I'm glad they're doing that. I think a big thing too that Carrie Underwood actually did yesterday that I missed because I just forgot.
Not a real fan, then.
I know, right?
You're just not a real fan.
Well, so she's doing the fan club, and you pay to be in the fan club, and then you get little
fans only.
Fans only.
Should be a fans only.
Not only fans.
Oh.
Yeah,
only fans. Sorry, not fans
right,
only.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm looking at the OnlyFans. See, I'm not hip. I don't know these things. So
tweet at me if you find an OnlyFans. Just saying.
Tweet at us if you want Aaron to start an OnlyFans.
Or me. Yeah, I could use the money. I've been working out.
Yeah.
But yeah, she had for fan club only. She did a virtual hangout, and she was on it. So it was her, and then only the fan club members. And she did one acoustic performance. I read this, and then I missed it. So yeah. That's all I know. So she did one acoustic performance, and then she did a Q&A session, and she just did a bunch of interactive things. And I just thought that's really cool for someone A-list like that.
Yeah.
To do that, and it really humanizes them. And also, it's a way to make some money. And also, too, there's other bands that I've seen doing it where they'll attach to a charity, especially now. So then the money can go to a good cause as well. So
yeah, I like those ideas.
It's a good option.
Wow, it gives artists a chance to really personally connect with their fans a little bit more. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to be a little bit innovative and creative to think outside the box to try and push your brand or push your, I guess your persona out there if you're forget about becoming a up and rising, star or something. You got to be truly mainstream to, I guess, connect during this time. But one of the things I thought was cool was like drive-in concerts.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's like obviously the same as like a drive-in movie, but people just show up to, I guess, like a venue, and then they play the songs or like the concert on like a large screen or something. I don't know. So
well, why couldn't they just do drive up and just like a drive-in movie where they have the stage and the person's performing, you just don't leave your car?
That's true.
I mean, especially country, because people love listening to country outside.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they do it in these big fields, so...
Yeah, it could easily happen. Yeah. I don't think... I mean,
think about it. You go to a concert in like an amphitheater, you're watching the TV screen anyway because you're so far away.
True.
So I don't think it's that much different, depending on the type of music.
Yeah. I think another thing that would probably happen is smaller shows or smaller theater shows, because you're not going to see like the huge venues of like 50,000 people or anything opening up. It's going to be probably outdoor spaces. They'll cap the limits at maybe like a couple hundred people or something, and then just keep it at that then, and at least for the time being.
Yeah, that'll be interesting if they do that for these A-list like Taylor Swift. She's not doing any concert under 20,000 people.
She's not. So, she's just gonna do it for a couple Joe Schmoes off the street or
But it's interesting though because they do that for like ACL down in Austin, where these huge A-list stars will go to different bars, and they do that in Nashville too. Mm-hmm. They'll just play in bars. I was in Nashville last year, 2 years ago, and Blake Shelton was just in one of the random bars, and they'll just randomly go do that. Yeah, so I think they can do those things. It's just it's hard because the money's not going to be there, right. So they're really going to take a hit. And then also like you can only do that so much before you made it, and then it's like, oh yeah, go 15 years backwards and do what you were doing when you're starting out.
True.
That novelty is going to wear off quick.
Yeah. I agree. One thing that I really thought was pretty cool was some artists are doing like paid live stream shows. Mm. So kind of similar to what Carrie Underwood was doing with her Fans Only Club and everything. Not only fans, Fans Only Club. It's different. I thought that was pretty cool though. It kind of piggybacks off of the trend for like subscription for premium based content. But I mean, like, what do they show then? Like for like the live show, are they recording in a studio, or are they just like in their house or something, or like playing like live in their house, or like have the full bands together? You just go in the backyard.
I actually went the first time I've ever done this. I saw Craig Owens, and I went and saw him. He was in the band Chiodos, if you guys don't know, but I saw him at a studio down here in Dallas, like a literal small recording studio. I was out in Farmers Branch actually. And I just thought, how are they going to do that? Like, how is he going to do a concert? He's a rock star. He does these big shows on stage, and he has space, plays a bunch of different instruments. But it was so cool because he's in the studio, so they got the piano there. Mm-hmm. He could pick up a guitar. He could play different types of guitars. He could do all sorts of things and just kind of run around the studio. And, I mean, he was right there because you're packed in. And I just thought, wow, this is a really cool idea. And now it's going to be different because we were packed in there, like it was tight. But I think for recording though, and if he's put that on Zoom, it's still a cool visual because it's almost like you're watching him record an album. You really get that sense of kind of a behind the scenes look. That's the fact he's in a studio. So
I think that'd be pretty cool. I think. Yeah. A lot of the streaming platforms could probably pick up on it too, maybe like YouTube or
like maybe they used to do the sessions. AOL Sessions was a big thing back in the day.
Sessions.
Yeah, and they would do they would sit in a studio and make a music video and just be them making it, but people liked it because it was kind of like the demo. Huh. So that you can see some stuff come back.
I AOL just suddenly makes a resurgence out of nowhere. Just wait, what? Post pandemic, AOL just is killing it. Premiere music, live streaming.
Hey, the return of music videos. What do you think about that?
I'd be fine with that.
MTV comes back
if music videos actually made sense to like what the song was about. So
yeah, okay. Let me say this. I am so it's rant time. I'm so sick and tired of people making music videos and then they're not in the music video. It's like you're watching a movie.
Exactly.
That's fine if you want to put like actors in it or have a movie, but like I want to see the actual artist playing the instrument, at least some of it.
Yeah.
I hate it when they just play the music. Oh, like I could do that.
When they have some crazy like plot thing going on, or
we're looking at you, Mike Henthorne.
Some of these music videos literally have nothing to do with what the song is about, and I'm watching the music video. I'm like, this isn't matching up to the lyrics.
But it's artsy.
It really doesn't make sense.
This is symbolization, man.
You don't get it. You're just not at my level, or something.
You just gotta smoke more, man.
Apparently, we're weed stoners when we do this fantasy thing,
or LSD.
I don't know, but maybe we'll see music videos come back. I think that'd be cool. I'd be up for that.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
People are in their homes or they're watching stuff all day, especially, I think that's what's kept him around is, social media, but I'm surprised we haven't seen a big return to, hey, music videos are really important, because you would think with all the sharing we do and all the, streaming and just all of it, it's a perfect formula to watch music videos again.
I don't know. I think it'd be cool. One thing I also found was pretty interesting was virtual tours. Like the band was be doing virtual tours, if I was researching this correctly. I assume it would be similar to kind of like the paid live stream shows, but I don't know how they would tour around a city without actually attending it. Have you heard about this thing, virtual tours, at all?
No, I know Bus Invaders on YouTube where they do it's like Cribs but for a tour bus.
Yeah, I don't know. It would be
they do the actual city?
Yeah, they would like record a song or a music video or whatever it is, and then they would like
like a documentary kind of deal?
No, not like a documentary and everything. They would do they would go and like have specific geographic shows virtually. So like say they came here to Dallas. That show in Wayne's World where he's like,
hey, we're in Texas. Howdy, y'all. We're in Delaware. We're in Delaware. And they got like the backgrounds changed.
I think it would be better than that. But it was really weird reading about this too. And I was like, I don't know how they would do this, but they would lock it geographically to the city, and they would only have that live stream show to that city or that area. So it was essentially like
seems limiting
exclusivity for like in person, except they would.
So it's kind of like a concert. Like, hey, you can only see this concert if
It would be the live stream of the music,
though, because like people travel to different states to see concerts.
Exactly.
So, like, that's not right.
I mean, I get it. Yeah, I don't know.
It just seems like you're cutting off another piece of revenue there. Like. Another source. Like, what if I want to see this concert? You're like, no, you don't live in the state. You can't watch it. Like,
I mean, they were putting out some really weird type of suggestions for alternatives to.
I mean, I see what they're getting at, but it just I don't see why an artist would be like, yeah, I want just a fraction of the money I'll make.
I mean, part of what's cool about going to concerts though is that like they're coming at this date, but they might not be back for 3 or 4 years to your city,
right?
Whereas in sports, certain teams coming back, or they're guaranteed to play.
Yeah, like the NBA, they're playing the same teams every
year.
Year.
So I get like the exclusivity of it and why concerts are such a big deal, but I don't know about the whole virtual tour thing or how that would work.
Yeah, it seems a little too out there.
It seems a little strange.
A lot of holes in that plan.
See how your story is full of holes. So as time goes on, then, what do you think needs to be in place before concerts can fully resume or even somewhat have to come back?
Man, sure.
I know it's kind of a loaded question and a lot of hypotheticals. I
mean, isn't this why they're not back yet? Because no one's answered it yet?
That's true. Yeah. We have all the idea. We have all the answers.
Exactly.
Now,
I mean, that's why we're here. We're breaking news to people. So we're giving you the ideas to start concerts back.
Exactly.
I just think it's the same deal with like sports, where it's like they really need to take live sports, their lead, and say, okay, what are they doing? What's their precautions they're taking, and then just copy it.
But live sports is coming back without the fans, though. So, and we already said that concerts can't do that.
Well, yeah, and that's right. I think it's really tough because touring nowadays, I mean, record sales mean nothing anymore. Like, no one cares about in streaming. Even it doesn't really matter. Unless you're Drake or Post Malone or one of those guys or Taylor Swift, like your streaming numbers mean nothing. You're making $20, every few months.
But if you're on Twitch, you can be like Ninja.
Yeah, there you go.
And make $1 million or something. So
there you go. See, just follow him. But no, I that's why I think it's important to do. I would take this opportunity to not think about, and I think you're seeing musicians do this. But instead of thinking about, oh man, we just got to get back on the road, look at these creative outlets of how can I really get in touch with my fans on a human level, because that's going to make a huge difference. Because I can honestly say, as a fan, the bands, especially in rock music, and rock music I think does the best out of any genre in the world, they really make that connection with their fans.
Yeah.
They make them feel valued. I've never seen another genre do it as much, where they're right at merch. They could be, some of the biggest bands in the scene, and they'll be right at merch, talk to you as long as you want, sign whatever. They're human beings, and that goes a long way, because it's like, wow, they really care about, the money essentially I'm providing them, and they really appreciate it. I don't think I've met a lot of rock musicians where they're just like, wow, that guy's a dick, like they're all pompous. Like there's a different like aura there. And I think it's because they've built that into their culture of really connecting with the fans. And so now I think this is a lesson for all genres where, hey, you can do this so easily with video. And if Carrie Underwood could do it, anyone can do it.
True,
I mean, you fire up your Zoom, you go on an hour, you talk to people for 45 minutes, you play a couple songs. Lacey Sturm actually is another from Flyleaf, big fan of hers, and she does that with her husband. So her and her husband will they'll write a song, they'll talk about how they wrote the song, and then they'll perform it. And they've been doing this for a while, so this is before COVID. And it's just really interesting to watch, but also you can live chat, kind of like an Instagram live thing.
Nice, yeah.
So just these are little things, but I just think, one, you can attach it to a bank account, so you're making money. And yeah, you're going to lose money. It's not going to be as, big as touring, but I think it's going to be even better now, because when you get back on the road, your fans going to have that much more appreciation.
I really do like the Instagram portion of it. And
yeah. You're seeing a lot of athletes do that now too.
Yeah, it's very intimate. It's kind of like, obviously an enclosed setting with it, but being able to, whether it's like a live stream or just like posting something on the Instagram really quick, for one song could be like 60 seconds or something or something like that. I really do like that element of it, and I think that could be a huge way of how we interact with new music or some of these artists.
And I think too with music especially, and I noticed this with a lot of the NBA guys are doing it with Instagram Live, and they'll do Q&As and ask them whatever.
Yeah.
But I think music, it's so interesting because, these songs have such deep meanings, and everyone's got a different definition or means something different to everyone. I could hear a song and interpret it. I do it all the time. I'll listen to a song and think, oh, this means X. And then I listen to a musician talk about it in an interview.
You're so vain. You think the song is about you.
I was like, oh, wow, you wrote that for me? It's crazy. So I think that's cool that I could pick their brain and think, oh, why'd you write this lyric? What does this mean to you? And then get the fans interacting too. So I think that's so important in music, to get that understanding and really show what the artist is about, instead of just go onto a concert, watching them up on a stage, and that's it. You're really learning about this stuff. So I think that's a cool thing that music was missing out on, is that humanization aspect.
I think that's a good idea with it too. And the shutdown has affected the industry so much. There was such a huge rise with all these concerts and so many different ways for artists to share their music. And now that the virus has hit, it's lost nearly 33% of its market value. I think that equated to like $30 billion or something like that, which is insane.
Shows you music's still alive and well.
Exactly.
People act like musicians. It's like just you're wasting your time nowadays because no one buys CDs anymore. And it's like do you know the state of the music industry? It's like, no, it's just changed.
There's just so many ways to share your music. SoundCloud is a great way. We've covered that.
Right.
Upcoming musicians. You have SiriusXM, you have Spotify, you have iHeartRadio to share your music. And
I think too, another thing that should happen with these streams is these A-list people bring on a SoundCloud artist to accompany you. Get their music
awesome.
out. Get your label mates out. Really, you could do just so much more promotion. This is a time where it's like, okay, now's your time to really promote and prepare for when concerts come back. And then people know, oh, I remember I saw them one time on a live stream.
Yeah.
Or I talked to them on a live stream, or just...
I think this would be a great time for artists to experiment with different styles of music or combine different styles of music into their own, make it their own. Like, I get it. Rock has its own kind of baseline, sound. Same with hip hop, same with, pop and everything.
I think you're seeing that, though, just across all the genres, because, like, rock especially, like hard rock, they're using a lot of EDM. And I know, was it Keizo, the DJ? He got with Bless the Fall and did a song. I would never think those two would do a song together. Yeah. I mean, that just was the first one that popped in my head, but there's a million that come together.
I'd love to see kind of like the avant-garde type of thing, like the true experimentation. I guess if you want to make a comparison to it all the way back to like the 60s and 70s was like a big time for a lot of experimentation and music and everything, throwing weird sounds and stuff together.
A lot of drugs.
A lot of drugs going on back then too. But maybe take like you said, a SoundCloud artist who's really good at soundscape type of stuff or techno type of stuff. Intertwine that with like a rock music somehow. Do it with like the guitars instead of like the
it fits so well. I love when they do it. Like it's funny. So that was kind of big for rock music, like in the late 2000s. Rock guys were, especially like really heavy rock, was trying to do like auto tune and crazy stuff. Like, what are you doing? But I'm just like, it's so cool because
there's so many different ways to do it now. So
and by combining these artists, that way you can learn about different artists and maybe you found a new genre you like.
True.
But yeah, it really shows how uniform music can be.
I'd love to see more crossovers too between artists and stuff. Like
features.
Like lots of features. So.
I always think of Stephen Colbert when he interviewed Eminem on that public access channel. He's like, "What is feat? You ever feated on a song before?"
Feated on a song? Oh god! But it'd be cool to have like
I love features.
3 or 4 like huge artists and stuff come together and really do like maybe a couple of songs together, but like throw out like a really like I guess combo album or something too. I think that'd be really cool.
I think now's the time too, because what do you got to lose?
Yeah,
and people will hear it. They're listening to everything now.
Can you imagine if you had to buy the whole album, but you got like Drake, Post Malone, I don't know, like Taylor Swift, like just so many different varieties or something on there, or like 3 of the top, like Chance the Rapper or something, like on the same album. They did their own music. That's basically
if you go down my Spotify, if I just made like my last 10 searches an album. Like
exactly.
Carrie Underwood, and then, Silverstein, and then...
Yeah, they all just came together. They did their own songs, but they packaged it under one album, and you're like, shit, this is awesome. This is all my favorite people, though.
I think, too, with how, the music, the record industry is not as needed anymore, and a lot more artists going independent, I think they should do that. Call them up, just get together, and you really see the creativity. I remember I watched the Avicii documentary.
Great documentary, too.
Yeah, and when he was writing with Aloe Black, it was just so cool to see, because you see how talented both those guys are, and they come from 2 different styles of music, but how you get them in the same room, and just how...
They feed off of each other. They're able to, be like, yeah, we're doing this. Oh, I can see it this way. Cool, let's
and look how big those songs got. I mean, it's I just think that would be so cool to see really out there, rock with country or rap with country or whatever. It's just that'd be awesome.
I'd like to see that. And with so many changes are going to come from all of this too, especially with the whole concert going as well. And talking about how concerts could look post-pandemic, we talked about smaller shows, open air concerts. Instead of like an 1,800 seat capacity venue, there could be a 600 seat capacity. They could go for multiple shows instead of one big show. They could do cheaper tickets now. So I remember the last concert I tried to go to was the tickets were like $250 or something. I was like, geez, why are these so expensive and everything?
Yeah, some of them can get crazy.
These
big arena shows are just insane.
When I worked in St. Louis too, we would have a lot of concerts and stuff too, and I look at the ticket prices just for rafter seats, and these big name shows would be going for like $150. I mean, you sit up way up in the nosebleeds and everything.
You're watching a screen at that point.
Yeah, So I think maybe this will hopefully cause some ticket resale sites like Ticketmaster or StubHub to re-strategize and be
stop ripping people off.
We can't, rip people off and everything.
Stupid
for
fees.
For this $19 in
it's a convenience fee for it to. We put it on your cell phone.
Right.
It's a convenience fee. Like,
sure.
Get out of here.
So at Ticketmaster, when we would tell them to go to Ticketmaster to buy tickets, they would be the regular fee for the ticket. They would have a online ordering fee. They would have some sort of convenience or service fee, and then they would have an additional like resale ticket fee.
They just make them up,
and it would be the ticket would be $30, but you'd have $40 in fees. Right. So you end up spending $70, and you're like, well, it's not worth it then. I'm not going. So
I just think too that the change I hope to see is this brings back the true local music scene. Because I think too that's something that we got away from. Like Nashville's got it, and Austin, I guess you could say, has it. Like certain cities, but man, it used to be, even I think before our time, more so because there was less travel. You got, no matter what genre it was, if it's country, you got a Texas sound, or you got a Georgia sound, or whatever. Rap, you had a New York sound, you had a California sound. Rock, you had a Seattle sound, you had a Toronto. It's just, there's so many, you knew where it came from. And I think now we've kind of lost that because touring became so big and it didn't really matter where people were from anymore. So now I hope to see where maybe they tour less, but that means, okay, you stay home and just do more concerts and you get that sound back and you really know where these guys are coming from.
I'd like to see cool. Like more, obviously, like the huge open style of concerts would be cool. More lawn seats too. I think that'd be nice. Yeah.
Oh, so you're an open concert guy?
I like
can't get into
concerts.
Open concerts. I just don't think the sound is as good. It's fun for like summer. Just if I'm listening to like Dierks Bentley or someone
country or someone easy listening.
Someone I'm like I'm just trying to have a beer and have a good time. Like I went to a Bret Michaels once in St. Louis.
God.
He played Under the Arch.
How was that?
It was fine. It was free.
Rose is its thorn.
And that's still the only one I know. He also said, "Bring our troops home from Iraq." And this was
this
was like 2014. I'm like, hey man, you might want to change up your script from 2003. Like, that was a good one. But he waited to play Every Rose Has Its Thorn because he knew people would leave.
Yeah.
But that was fun because it's like, I don't need to, whatever. And I wasn't like, oh man, I need to hear every guitar note, and I need to really hear how he belts this one out. Like,
outdoor concerts are strange. I saw Jason Derulo outside once.
When did you see him?
It was Under the Arch for a 4th of July celebration.
Well, when was it?
2018, 17.
Oh, recently.
So
okay, I had a buddy who saw him in like 2000. It's like 2010 or 11. It was super early.
He did a good job, actually. He had he was dancing and doing all his, performance and stuff and up there.
So that's what I'm interested. I've never seen him live, and I want to see him. I would be interested to see him outside because I feel like he uses a lot of like maybe it's not auto-tune, but just a lot of the whatever they call it,
like the reverberator.
They mess with his voice and stuff.
Yeah, the sound amplifier.
I'm a musician, as you can tell.
The sound was okay. He put on like a good performance.
It's kind of like T-Pain, where like if you saw T-Pain outside, like he's not going to sound like you hear on the radio. So I just think that would like.
There was a moment when
be as good.
you could tell like he knew that he was losing the crowd a little bit.
Yeah.
So he like busted off like one of his really well-known songs or something.
When he can always go to like the Michael Jackson dances.
He did the Michael Jackson dance and he ripped his shirt off and all the girls were like, oh my God. And he's got like a literal like 12-pack or something too. And that's when the crowd started picking up and I was like, okay, let's calm down here. Freaking Jason Derulo now. So it was a good show. It was cool. So
yeah.
But lawn seats, I mean, that was just chilling on the lawn with like a beer and
summer.
Great stuff. So I'd like to see more of that cultural lawn seat action.
Did you dance?
Back. No, I did
when
not
What
dance.
You Say came on, you weren't like, what you say?
What you say? No, I did not dance. I was singing. I was singing along, but no bust a move. So
I will say, like, I like going to concerts sober because I sound like a douche right now, but I like
concerts super rip roaring drunk.
I like appreciating the music, and I feel like when you go drunk, you don't appreciate it. But man, like when you drink at a concert, that you just get so hyped. Like that's another like. I feel like when you go to an outdoor concert, you got to drink. You got to just get drunk because like it's just so fun to just like lose it and dance and just not care, you know. But when you're an indoor concert, it's more like, I don't know. I'm here to appreciate the music.
I know how you feel. Yeah. So you mentioned like the little Instagram stuff before, and I think a lot of what's going to come out of this is like the innovation of how these performers are going to connect with the fans, like we talked about, or even produce their music too. One thing I saw was really cool was a bunch of hip hop artists are collaborating with video games to do like select songs and premiere them in the game itself. So a couple hip hop artists, I couldn't tell you the names. I should be able to know this, but they did a collaboration with Fortnite, which is really cool.
Okay.
And during like their online season, they premiered like a brand new hip hop song, and that was the first time anybody ever got to see it.
Like they did it live.
So they recorded it, but it was the first time anybody heard it.
And
in the game. Yeah,
I gotcha.
But I thought that was really cool.
Like you got to play the game to hear the
premiering a brand new song in a video game. I thought that's pretty neat. Never seen that before. We talked about how the streaming platforms could pick up on it. It's like YouTube, or if Spotify can give Joe Rogan $100 million, I'm sure they can shell that out for like Taylor Swift or Ariana Grande for like exclusive, song premiering rights or something. So
well, that might be a trend you start seeing where artists go exclusively on Spotify. I know like Taylor Swift, for example, and Jay-Z for a while, they wouldn't put their stuff on Spotify. But
whatever happened to Pandora? Like, I feel like Pandora is like totally fallen off of the list.
Someone bought them.
Really?
Yeah, like
I don't know if
Facebook
they're owned
or one
by,
of those.
Yeah, like
one of the huge companies bought them. I know that, but I think because Spotify can just do more. I used to use Pandora a lot, and that's actually, I've discovered a lot of bands, like rock bands from them. People always ask me, like, how do you know all these crazy bands? Because I would listen to Pandora, and it would just, hey, this is similar, but Spotify does that now. So, especially with, like, the premium, it does the same exact thing, and you can create playlists. Whereas Pandora, I think it was so limited where people just moved on from it.
I'm a peasant and have Spotify standard, so I don't listen to like music or Spotify that much.
See, I skip all the time, so that's why I have it, because I have to skip songs.
Yeah, I'm a peasant, so I can't help it. But
broke boys only.
I think also what you'll see is probably some changes in the tours that we were talking about too. Like you said, it's like that the band was in the middle of doing their large 20-year tour or 20th anniversary tour.
Yes.
You're not going to see that anymore because coordinating with
Silverstein, by the way.
Was that Silverstein?
It was, yeah.
But you're not going to see like 20 different cities. It's so hard to coordinate that because each one's going to have different restrictions for the virus. And
like they were doing Silverstein, they were doing world tour. I mean, they were in Europe.
Forget world tours for
Asia.
A long time.
I mean, they were going to every part of the country. Yeah. And it's like, come on, like, you can't do that anymore.
I think it'd be cool if they just did like regional tours within like one state or like a geographic area. So like just in Texas,
Yeah, and they were doing that a little bit, and I think that's a cool trend to just real quick. Hey, this is a 5-show tour. And that's it. And I think, too, that it gets people out more because it's like, whoa, they're only coming to, this city this one night, real quick tour.
You have to go then. Yeah.
Well, and especially, I go to a lot of the concerts I go to, it's because of who they're co-headlining with or who's opening. So it's like, whoa, I like this lineup. I might never see this lineup again. So
yeah, that's one of the exclusivity factors of live concerts is you don't know when they're going to come back, if ever. So might as well pony up the dough and I guess go see them. But oh well. One thing else too, you might not see like the smaller venues and stuff. Like they might go out of business because they
already are. Well, Gas Monkey Live closed.
Oh, did they
down
really?
in Dallas? Yeah, and that was really sad. That was a fun.
I was
venue.
Looking forward to going and seeing like a show there.
I can proudly say I saw Ja Rule for my last time.
Was that the show that you went to?
That was my very last time. Yep.
Oh,
so
boy.
I am so happy.
I remember when you bought the tickets for that. I'm like, you're going to see Ja Rule?
Bought on the Super Bowl.
Good God. He's recovered from his Fire Festival debacle.
Oh, yeah. No, he's a great entertainer.
Is he really?
I can see why he allegedly tricked all those people.
Allegedly.
Man, yeah, he can entertain, man. I mean, there's only like 1,000 people there, but man, he had them up and dancing. These songs are like 20 years old. Like, no one should be dancing to these songs anymore. But like, I was. Oh man,
it was
great.
He brought it back.
Yeah. What would I do without my baby?
God.
It was great. It was.
Good God.
I was pleasantly surprised too. Like he's a good like. He's not just like, oh, I've seen Nelly and stuff, and I don't think they're that great live.
Yeah.
He's actually good live. Like he's not just, hey, he's entertaining to watch run around. Like he is a good rapper, and so I got a new appreciation for Ja Rule. Stop hating.
I probably won't ever see him live, so I'm okay with that. But
you can die peacefully with knowing you never saw him.
Yeah, I'll be okay.
You can just hit the live stream.
No FOMO for me on that one. So one thing I actually thought of that I'm kind of sad that might not come back is concession food. Like
you're not eat at concerts?
Sometimes, yeah. Like
what?
Yeah, you never eat at concerts?
No.
Oh, okay.
How do you hold food at a? Well, see, like
if you're sitting down at you go to the concerts where they're all standing up in like mosh pits.
I'm moshing, man. Well, that's ending too. You can't crowd surf, can't mosh anymore.
Yeah, no crowd surfing or that. But
you
sit in your seats. You have like a burger or something before the show, or
What at the symphony?
No,
I'm gonna eat my hot dog. And
only once a year.
Beethoven.
I have steak when I go to the symphony, Aaron. Okay,
I just put it on the TV
classy.
tray.
No, you go to get
what
some
concert
popcorn
do you
or something.
sit down other than like being at your Bret Michaels concerts outside, or what do you sit down at in an arena?
So I went.
Even when I'm in an arena, I stand up the whole time and.
I mean, yeah, when I usually eat like right before the show. So
you just said you ate at the concert. Now you're backtracking.
You eat at the show
before they go on.
Yeah, like with the opening acts or whatever is going on. So
I
saw Red Hot Chili Peppers.
And you sat down.
There were seats there. Yeah, sometimes I sat down. Not Taylor Swift. Katy Perry.
You
saw
love Katy Perry.
Kenny Chesney. Which was great. I was in a suite for Kenny Chesney, though, so I kind of had to sit down for
Me
that
too.
one,
We were on that same tour.
Well, we were, yeah. We were on the same tour. But with no meet and greets or VIP access to, which is sad.
Yeah, at first when I read that, and I was like, that is sad, because I've done a ton of those.
No going on the tour bus and, taking pictures with your favorite artist.
Yeah. Shout out to Ash Costello for letting me on the tour bus. That was pretty neat. And then also... I didn't get on Silverstein's tour bus. I almost did. But,
ooh,
yeah,
that would have been cool.
But no, that is disappointing, because there's no way that's gonna happen. Like, hey, come on the bus and get all my band sick.
Right.
We're only gonna go to 30 more cities, but
that's never happening.
I was sad about the meet and greets, because I collect autographs, and that was always like a cool thing to go do for the concerts. But with these live streams now, I think they can make up for that. You can still meet them. Maybe it's not in person or whatever, but
I'm sure they'll figure out a way to get your photo op or something like that. But any other changes you think that might be potentially coming to music or concerts after when this is all done?
I mean, I think the biggest thing is, to make sure they need to preserve these local music venues, because they're so important to the city. Just what they do for the arts, of the city and the identity of the city. So I really hope that they don't let those go away, and that's not a change. I hope that, somehow someone supports them, and whether maybe even the city steps in. But I think they're more important than people give them credit for, especially those. I mean, Trees is an example down here in Dallas. Nirvana started there. I mean, they played some of their first shows.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and that's a great venue if anyone's ever in Dallas. Trees in Deep Ellum. But yeah, Nirvana, and there's plenty more that have on First Avenues in Minneapolis. Prince started there. There's just these small venues that have such history that I think are important for those reasons, but also just because of just what they're bringing into the city, and also just the appreciation you can get at a small venue that you can't get at a huge, American Airlines Center, one of those arenas. So I would say that's something to not let change. But yeah, I think for all the change, I would say take advantage of streaming as much as you can. Take advantage of getting closer to your fans. Those are the main things that I want to see change.
Bring back lawn seats. Let's go.
Bring back lawn seats.
It's summertime,
just space them out.
Yeah, I'll go to a drive-in concert. Sit in my car and drink some beer, eat some pizza.
Have you been to a drive-in movie before?
I've not, but I really want to go. So that'd be cool.
Yeah, they're different. I don't know if I would want to go all the time, but it's fun and it's kind of a unique thing. So I don't see why a concert would be any different.
I'd be totally on board to go to a drive-in.
It makes you feel like you're in the 50s. You know, you're just like, wow, people used to do this all the time.
Just making out in the back seat of your dad's pickup truck or something. So
yeah, I went with a bunch of dudes. So.
Well.
I missed those days. I'm not that cool, man.
Well, if you liked what we talked about in this episode, we want to continue the conversation afterwards. Hit us up on Twitter, on YouTube, and every social media. Let us know your thoughts
every
as well.
Social media, MySpace.
MySpace, Friendster, everything we've got. How are concerts, artists, and bands going to change and come back after the post-pandemic? We want to hear your thoughts. Also, there's some exciting new changes coming to Weekendology Podcast as well. We're going to be adding 2 new podcasts for you guys to listen to. One dedicated to all of our sports topics, and another one dedicated to all of our entertainment topics. But don't worry, we're still keeping this original podcast that you're subscribed to for all the things that we want to see changed and improved in the world. But this way, we can dive a little bit deeper into the subject matter and help grow our brand. And it's easier for you guys to navigate through, okay, I want to listen to a sports episode, just do this one, or a music one like this is entertainment, and then everything else will fall under the original Weekendology podcast. So be sure to stay tuned to our Twitter and some upcoming episodes as we reveal some more details on how that's going to work to bring you some even more better, fresher content and some things, and maybe some Aaron singing too. You know.
Well, that's bonus episodes.
That's bonus episodes.
That's going to be the Patreon link or the OnlyFans link.
Yeah, subscribe to Aaron's OnlyFans then for that.
TBD. Just at a later date. It's coming eventually.
Yeah. Check us out on Twitter. We're at Weekendology Pod. Hit us up on YouTube. We're on Weekendology Podcast. If you got any ideas and topics for us that you want us to cover in future episodes, drop us a line. We'd love to hear what you want to see change next. And check out our last episodes on Apple Podcasts, where we talk about how media and music media and movies, I should say, influence each other. So, yeah, check them out. Any last parting words before we close it off, Aaron?
Sign up for my OnlyFans.
Oh, yeah. You're really plugging that OnlyFans hard there. So
I have to, man. It's 2020.
Okay.
Everyone's got to eat.
That's how you earn your money, though. So
exactly. I mean, that's my only source of income. And shout out Carrie Underwood. If you're listening, sorry I missed your fan club meet and greet yesterday. I'm sad, but
you're a bad fan. So.
I'll see you in September. I know you're gonna be there and
perfect.
Support your local music industry. Defend pop punk.
Perfect. There we go. So check us out on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. We're on Twitter at Weekendology Pod. We have new episodes every Friday. So until then, we'll see you guys next time.